All rise. Judge Vanderby Court now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1001, Cooper versus Johnson.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Cooper, you brought this case before.
Today's case is a legal roller coaster. A grandmother is in court, battling for custody of her granddaughter and seeking back child support from the father. Emotions are running high, and the stakes couldn't be more serious. Judge Bundy takes a hard look at the details. The grandma says she stepped in when the father walked away, and now she wants to be named the child's legal guardian. But here's the twist. The father has no legal obligation to her. This isn't just a matter of love, it's a matter of law. Can a grandmother override a biological parent's rights? That's the big question. Let's dive in and see how.
I brought this case to court because I'd like to put myself on child support. I'd like to see my kids more often.
So you're putting yourself on child support to see your kids more often?
Yes, Amanda Johnson, my ex, has made it difficult lately for me to see my kids. I thought that if I was on child support, it might be easier to have some kind of scheduled time that I can actually see my children.
Okay, when you say she's been making it difficult lately, what types of things has she been doing?
She's been rescheduling when I come to pick them up. She's said that she's too busy and that I can't hang out with them on the weekends. She's just generally made it tough for me to see my kids.
Battling lymphoma. The grandmother says she took over when the father couldn't handle it. Now she's fighting for custody, convinced she's the better option. She's also demanding back child support, claiming payments stopped after her daughter's death. But there's a catch. Support was for the mother, not her. She slams the father's lifestyle, bars, babysitters, but without proof, it's all speculation. The judge sees through the gaps and is ready to push back. This case is anything but simple.
You made it tough for him to see his kids.
Your Honor, my ex-boyfriend has a new girlfriend and I do not like her. I do not like her being around my children. I think she's a terrible influence on my kids. And I know that if I give them more time with him, it's going to be with him and her. And I do not approve of that whatsoever.
Okay, so you're mad because he doesn't want to be with you and moved on? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm mad because he has only been dating this woman for 3 months. Now suddenly they're engaged. I think she's a terrible person and I don't want my children to be around her. This is about the well-being of my children.
This is about the well-being of your children, but you don't like her? Do you even know her?
I have met her one time.
It's a yes or a no. Have you even met her before?
Technically, yes, I have met her before.
Okay, so you met her one time.
I know people who are friends with her. I've seen her.
You know,
on
I'm not
social
going to do
media.
this tap dancing back and forth with you. You're going to answer my question when it's very direct. So you've met her one time.
Yes, ma'am.
And based on that one time of meeting her, you believe she's a bad influence on your children?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Let's clarify the timeline. The marriage ended before the diagnosis. He didn't abandon his wife. They were already separated. That weakens the emotional impact of the grandmother's claim. On child support, he's firm. He paid while his ex-wife was alive, but legally, those payments ended with her passing. He's not dodging responsibility. The law doesn't require him to pay beyond that point, and the judge seems to agree. As for the lifestyle accusations, the grandmother claims he spends too much time at bars. But how would she know if she wasn't there? It's hearsay, and in court, assumptions don't stick. Only evidence does.
To place himself on child support in order to see his kids, especially when it's for a reason that has nothing to do with them. He's in a new relationship. Obviously, you're mad, and you're just mad because he is in that new relationship, not with you. And because you're mad, you're trying to hold it against him with his kids.
Oh, no, that has nothing to do with it.
That's not how it works. Well, that's exactly what it sounds like. I mean, that's what it sounds like, right?
That's what it sounds like, Your Honor. Yep.
I don't want to be with him at all.
No, you don't want him back. You just don't want him to be with anyone else.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's what it is. I mean, that's what it sounds like. And you can roll your eyes and everything. You know, that doesn't bother me one bit because I can do it too. So, We're going to go ahead and start child support today. You are going to allow him to see the children. It's not a what if, I don't like her, she's a bad influence. It has nothing to do with that. You're going to allow him to see his children. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. And you understand that you're going to be paying child support, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, how much money do you make a year?
$48,000.
$48,000. And how old are the children?
12 and 14.
12 and 14. And who covers health insurance for the children?
We have Medicaid, Your Honor.
Okay. So just so you all are aware, Medicaid is not health insurance. It's a benefit it's provided through the state, to assist with the children going to the doctor and the hospital if needed or anything like that. So that, because it is from a state agency, you are going to have to pay it back to them, okay?
Okay.
And it's going to be included in your monthly obligation for child support. You understand?
Okay.
Okay. So I have your gross at $4,000 a month, which brings your net to $3,050.01. So your child support obligation is $762.50. In addition to the Medicaid. So what happens is I have to take 9% of your gross, and that's the amount that you would pay back for Medicaid.
With no legal recipient after the mother's passing, the judge dismisses the child support claim. Next up, custody. The grandmother pushes to be named the primary guardian, but the judge shuts it down. The father is alive, and unless he's proven unfit, he has the legal right to custody. That's the law. The judge leaves the door open. If solid evidence of neglect surfaces, things could change. But for now, the grandmother's claims don't hold up. The ruling stands. Case closed. And that's how the law works. The grandmother believes love should outweigh legal rights, but the court sees it differently. Parental rights aren't. Based on emotion, they're defined by law.
$360. So when you add the two together, comes out to $1,122.50 a month. Now, if you were to enroll the children into private health insurance, which I'm sure you can find something a lot cheaper than $360, your child support amount would go down.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the option to do that. If you have private insurance through your employer, or if you want to enroll the children under something outside of your employer, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. All right. Do you all have any other questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Her role in the child's life was meaningful, but it doesn't give her superior rights. Despite his flaws, the father remains the legal parent, and unless something drastic changes, that's not up for debate. This case highlights the gap between morality and legality. The grandmother's efforts were significant, but not enough to override the father's legal standing. In the end, the law speaks louder than sentiment.